Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. If this is your first time here, please go click subscribe. And if you are a return viewer or a subscriber, thank you very much. I do appreciate each and every one of you. If you need IT consulting, go to williehowe.com, fill out that contact form, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. Now, in the last video, you saw us unbox this Uc3200. It may not be in frame. You can't, maybe can't quite see it. We unboxed it, talked about the hardware, talked about some of the advantages of it, and in this video we are going to mount all of these Seagate Nitro Enterprise 960 gigabyte SAS 12 gigabits a second drives, and we're going to mount those in the cages, the drive cages, and then we're going to fire this bad boy up, and we're going to take a look at the software, and then we're going to talk about the projects that we are going to do with this. So if you're following along, if you got your Uc3200, if you don't have a Uc3200, the Amazon affiliate link to the 3200 and to these drives is down below. So, you know, if you want to pick one of these up, you certainly can. But we are going to get these drives mounted. We're going to plug it in. We're going to take a look at the software and, like I said, talk about those next steps. So let's take a look at these drive cages and the drives and how we are going to do this. All right, so I've got all of my drive cages. I've got my drives over here, and this is what the bottom of a drive cage looks like. You're going to see all the different screw holes on that. And what we're going to do is the Uc3200 came with a bag of 3.5-inch hard drive screws, and it came with a bag of 2.5-inch hard drive screws. So we're going to use those 2.5-inch screws, and we are going to mount each one of these drives, and we're going to do drives 1 through 6. This will hold 12 drives, but we're going to do 1 through 6, and I'm going to show you how we mount one of these. How do we mount one of the drives in there, and then we're going to mount all the drives. You're not going to watch me mount them all, but I'm going to mount one, and then we're going to get going here. So let's take a look. All right, so we've got a little close-up here of this drive cage. So we're going to set this down here. And one of these drives, no, it does not fit in sideways. It fits in with the SAS connector and everything facing out. So this little indentation right here, this little indentation, this is where your SAS connector goes. And the SAS connector and the power are right here, and they're going to go right here. And I think, looking at this, I'm going to use 4 screws. There's 4 screw holes on the bottom of this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use 4 screws. So when we get those screws out, we're going to get this screwed in, and then you'll see what it looks like. And I don't know if you can see it, but the bottom of this is labeled 2.5 right there. So those are the holes we're going to use for 2.5. They should work out just fine. Okay, so now the drive is secured in the cage, and you can see that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these done, and we'll be right back. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to connect to our Synology Uc3200. We've got it plugged into the network. And now we are over at find.synology.com, which will find all of those Synology devices on our network. And you can see there is the UC3200. So we're going to go ahead and connect to this and get started. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create our administrator account. And first we're going to give it a server name. And so I think what I'm going to call this is WH3200 Lab. We're going to use admin and then our super duper secret password, which it thinks is weak. And then we are going to proceed. All right. So here it asks us how we want to handle updates for the UC. And so what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and not select the automatic updates. We are going to select the notify us, and we'll just accept the defaults on that. And I'm going to skip joining this to my Synology account. And we are going to allow us to find this on find.synology.com. We're going to go ahead and send those device analytics over to Synology. And now you can see here is the high availability manager. And we are logged in to the device. You can see both controllers are online. We've got some stats from those right here. Utilization, load average, memory, disk activity. Then on the controller, you can see we have controller A and controller B here under High Availability Manager. And you can see we do have 8 gigs of RAM. So we were wondering about that. So each of these do have 8 gigs of RAM. And there's not going to be any performance information yet, but we can look in there. This thing just came online. Here's our task manager that's going to show us all of the processes that are running on the device. And here is the performance area. Now, if we go to control panel, you're going to see that this looks pretty familiar. Here's the serial number for our chassis for both of our controllers. The model name, CPU, and this has got that Intel Xeon, 4 cores running at 2.4 gigahertz, and of course 8 gigs of RAM per controller. It shows us the version of firmware that each controller is on, shows us a system date and time, shows us the uptime, shows us all the thermal information, power supply information. Here's our time information down below. You can see how much this looks like the regular DSM. It's very, very close. So if you are, if you know DSM, you're going to very quickly catch on to this. Now, we're going to do a full setup on this in the next video. This is just getting an IP address on this, being able to get in here and manage it. Here's our user section, just like DSM. Here's our network section, just like DSM that we're used to on other devices. Of course, here are all the network interfaces and connection settings. We are going to force this to go over to HTTPS instead of HTTP. So we'll wait, and it's going to reload the web server for us there. And sometimes I get impatient. Not always, but sometimes. But maybe this also isn't redirecting properly. Let's see. If I don't wait long enough. Oh, there's the error. I didn't wait long enough. There we go. All right, so now we're going to get logged in. And the HA manager comes up automatically. I really, really like that. Gives you what you need to know. All right, back here to the control panel. We've got all of the security things. We've got certificates here. We'll probably go ahead and install a couple CA certs on here just because. Now you can see it doesn't have Let's Encrypt quite yet. But it does have certs. It's got all of the normal advanced stuff, all the account lockout stuff, all of those mechanisms that you're used to. Under network again, here's our connection settings. Here's our server name, default gateway, DNS servers. And then under notifications, we can enable all those things. Regional options are all the same. You'll notice here that there is no place to put the hard drives into hibernate mode. That's because this is a high performance device and you don't want those hard drives going to sleep. So it's a good thing that it's not there. We've got our update and restore, and we will look and see, you know, if there's a DSM available for this, and it's called DSM UC, and it's checking, and it says we are up to date. So we're up to date, and we've got our terminal and SNMP. So like I said, it's very, very, very close to the other DSMs that you're used to. Here's our storage manager. So what we are going to do is, you can see we've got 6 unused drives and 6 open slots. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and create a volume and a storage pool. You can see we've got all 6 of those drives in there, so this looks good. So we can't create a volume until we create a storage pool, so we're going to go ahead and create this. We're going to do higher flexibility. And then what we're going to do is we are going to select what we want to run, and we're just going to run RAID 6 for this. And it's going to be managed by controller A. I think everything else here looks good. And so now we're going to drag all of the disks that we want over. Now, RAID 6 can handle a failure of 2 drives. SHR2 can also handle a failure of 2 drives. So here we're just confirming all of the settings. And if you accidentally click back, it does take the drives out of the settings, and you have to drag them back over to the storage pool. So just keep that in mind in case you get a little click happy. Click next and OK, and then next again. And now it is going to go ahead and create this. Now, we are not defining a hot spare here because we don't have any disks left over. Now, we could, do that if we had an extra disk. We don't, so we're not going to have a hot spare. Now, the storage pool is less than 1% through doing its verify. So let's see if it'll let us create a volume while it's at this status. I don't know what percentage it's got to get to before it'll let us do that, but we're going to find out. So you'll go to volume, and then we are going to, okay, we're over 1%. We should be safe. So we're going to create a volume, and we're going to select our storage pool there. And of course, it's managed by controller A. And I am going to call this main volume. And next, and let's see what happens. And it looks like it is going to go ahead and create the volume. So that looks good. So now we've laid all the groundwork, not all the groundwork, but a good chunk of the groundwork for our future videos. So we're going to let this volume do its thing. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to let it go, and then we're going to come back and create some more videos. Also, here's your iSCSI manager. And yeah, this is going to take a bit, so we'll be back. All right, so I don't know if you can hear this thing. Here, hold on. But it is humming right along, and it's going to take a little while for that consistency check to happen. So I'm going to come back to this tomorrow. Like I said, we'll do the video on the networking setup, then we'll do iSCSI setup, and then we're going to get into some of our tests. We'll do some performance testing and all those good things. And I've got a list of videos, and if you have ideas too, put them down there in the comments. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, please comment and share, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you need IT consulting. Go to williehowe.com, fill out that contact form, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a patron on Patreon, and thank you to those folks, that link is down below. If you'd like to use our Amazon affiliate links and all of our other affiliate links that don't change your price but do kick a couple bucks over to the channel, all of those links are down below. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.